that's...
The Super Meteor 650 from the Royal Enfield family.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Okay, so yeah, this is our brand new Super Meteor 650 and we are super proud of it. Essentially, we've gone for something that is an archetypical cruiser, something that embodies everything about the genre. So the style, the proportion, the design team, Adrian Sellers and the team worked really hard to get that absolutely archetypical cruiser look and feel and stance and proportion. But it had to be a Royal Enfield, and so we also worked very hard to incorporate some really key Royal Enfield design cues.
We always knew we wanted a range of motorcycles. Obviously the GT and the Interceptor came first.
What the success of the 650s really did, I think, is make all of us realize in the big, wide Royal Enfield ecosystem within the company and without, that people are looking for a Royal Enfield take on different genres, different platforms, and that became very interesting for us with the 650s. That opened our eyes to this possibility.
It became clear this engine was, if not even better suited for this bike. It just works really well in this package. But outside of that, virtually everything else on this bike is brand new. It's an entirely new mainframe, entirely new suspension geometry, bodywork is brand new, tank, side panels, swinging arm. We've gone for upside down forks for the first time on a Royal Enfield. And that very first LED headlight, everything on the bike really is, as I say, from a clean sheet of paper, is brand new.
So when they came to cruising, Royal Enfield's incredible design and development, they were able to distill exactly which parts of Royal Enfield's DNA will really build on a certain version.
hard to make this bike an easy bike to ride, and that's a component of all of our bikes. Confidence is really important. You can't have fun if you're not happy. So making sure that was in this bike was really key.
And it's been really quite an amazing journey.
The fit and finish of the componentries which we will use, it should be of the highest level, which should actually set the benchmark across the globe.
That we've put a lot of effort and energy behind all the little details, the details that you're going to touch, you're going to feel, you're going to look at. And that's, to us, what really elevates your riding experience and makes it super special.
But the Super Meteor, I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to discover cruising through this motorcycle, because suddenly the barriers have dropped.
It's accessible. It's something that anybody can jump on and ride and feel at home at straight away.
I am super thrilled.
So, you know, things like, if you look at this rising line that we talked about in the video, so this design cue that goes all the way back to our Bullet, all the way back to the late 1940s, this shape of the frame that comes down and around the back of the toolbox there, this very strong hourglass figure, the proportion of the bike just works. And you can see, you know, on the screen here, these are some of the early sketches that we did. And you can see it gives that sense of dynamic, that sense of motion and moving forward right from the start. And I think that's given the bike, the overall bike, a real sense of purpose and of stance that works really well. The vehicle development team, the vehicle dynamics team, put a huge amount of work into making sure that this bike is an easy bike to ride. So our chief test rider, Paul Young, put a lot of time and effort into making sure that the bike handles and responds and is neutral and natural and easy to ride. And it's a surprisingly easy motorcycle to get on and ride. It feels as easy to ride as our Interceptor or our other bikes. Talking through some of the design details on here, we've got some really nice premium quality design details. So for example, we've spent a lot of time on these switch cubes. These are a cast aluminium switch cube. With a really beautiful finish, and that's taken a lot of time to get that right and to get the quality there. And you can see how that runs all the way through the component parts, the triple trees, the riser clamps, the mudguard front part, all fit together and just work nicely together. Details like the badging, you know, we've put a lot of time in developing things like the badging and just all the way through the quality the bike oozes through. We've got upside down forks for the first time in Royal Enfield. We've worked very hard with the supplier to develop those, and it really comes through. When you ride the bike, you feel the quality of the ride, you feel the responsiveness of the bike. That comes through really strongly. We've got our very first LED at the front here, first LED headlight, LED indicators and tail light. There's a tripper pod up there, so for navigation purposes you can stick your phone in your pocket, plug in your USB cable under the side panel, and away you go. You don't need to worry about where you're going, you've got simple directions there. But everywhere you look on the bike, the detailing is rich and works very well. On the engine, as mentioned in the film, it's our tried and tested parallel twin. And that works really well for a cruiser. It's got 80% of the torque at 2,500 RPM. So really from low down, it's got that lovely torquey wave that you can pick up and ride through. It's got that butter smooth gear change, and it just suits a cruiser. It really works well in this bike. We've played a little bit with the mapping and the gearing just to make it more suitable for the bike. There's some small architectural changes to the engine to make it work with the frame. But other than that, if you're familiar with our twin, then you'll be familiar with this, and it just makes the perfect engine for the bike. So I'm going to pass over to Govin now. Govin's going to talk a little bit about the different propositions.
The motorcycle is available in two different propositions, the Super Meteor 650 and the Super Meteor 650 Tourer. Totally there are going to be 7 colorways, of which 3 colorways which are given here: the Interstellar Green, Celestial Red and the Astral Black, and 4 more colors.